Hello, my name is Courtney and this is my knitting channel where I talk all about knitting and fiber arts. I have a podcast for you guys today. I have a finished object, several new WIPs, and some really exciting acquisitions. So let's jump right in. So first off, I will talk about what I'm wearing today. I am wearing my Minna No sweater by Noriko Ichikawa. I finished this just a few months ago, and I really love it. It's just an awesome raglan with 2x2 details. Sorry, the sun is like really harsh. And yeah, just stockinette, raglan. It's a compound raglan. And I love it so much. The sizing range for this pattern is amazing. It goes from like a little kid all the way to like a large man. So yeah, I can definitely see myself making this many more times in the future. But yeah, I love it so much. We recently have had some cooler weather. We had kind of a cold snap the last few days. It was like in the 40s. 30s. It got all the way down to freezing one night, which is kind of unusual for this like early in the season. And like today it's back up to like 75. But anyways, yeah, I've been pulling out all my sweaters and trying to wear them whenever I can. So anyways, but yeah, I can go ahead and jump into my first finished object, which is jacket number 1. So this is jacket number 1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And it's quite sunny, but yeah, I finished this just a month ago, or no, a few weeks ago, and I love it so much. I'm so pleased with how it turned out. Yeah, this worked out pretty quickly. I mean, it's you use 5.5 millimeter needles on, I think it's maybe a bulky weight gauge, because I used a Sager Aran tweed for this pattern, and I held that with a mohair. So either Aran gauge or bulky. But yeah, knit up pretty fast. I finished this in I think it took me 3 months, which is pretty standard. I have 2 kids, so yeah, knocking out like a big garment like this usually takes me a minimum of 3 to 4 months, if not longer. Yeah, I just love the texture on this. It's so oversized and warm and cozy. This is size small, and I tend to knit the smaller sizes, like the size 1, 2, 3 or something like that. But this one, I actually wish I would have gone down a size even more, just because it's really oversized. And my gauge was spot on, so yeah, I just think that I didn't quite like understand how oversized it would be, but I really love it. And like some of the really colder days that we've had, I just throw this on and it's so snuggly and warm and amazing. I love these buttons. I got these on Etsy, and I'm not sure what they're called, but I just love, well, it's like really sunny. Yeah, I just love the look of these buttons. Yeah, it's super, yeah, great pattern, highly recommend. I'm so glad I made it. I've been wanting to make this since I first started knitting. And a long time ago, I kind of splurged on this yarn in order to make this, and I was so stoked, and I'm just so glad that it's finished. So yeah, that's my jacket number 1. That's my only finished object. I have so many works in progress, and I just started even more. I just kind of paused everything recently and cast on some hats and mittens for my daughters, because it's starting to get really chilly and they don't have any hats or mittens yet. So I was like, man, we really I gotta crank those out really soon. So yeah, for WIPs, I'll start with the hat that I made for my daughter and the mittens that I'm working on for her too. Okay, so this is the hat that I made for my daughter. I guess this is a finished object. but in my mind it's not complete because I haven't finished the mittens yet, but whatever. Yeah, so this is the hat. Oh, it's so sunny. There we go. That's a little bit better. This is the hat that I made for her. I actually just blocked it. It was pretty tight on the brim. But I just think it's so fun. I love these colors so much. Yeah, the blue, white, pink, green. I just think it's awesome. This is part of the Carousel collection from Pearl Soho. And I first came across this on Instagram, I think, and I was just like, wow, that's so fun. Like, it just looks so fun. If I were a kid, I would want to wear something like that. So I immediately bought the set. It actually comes with, I think it's like $15, and it comes with a hat pattern, mittens pattern, scarf, and like booties, little boot thing, like slippers, I guess, slippers. So anyways, but yeah, this hat was really fun to work on. So I don't know if you can tell, it's garter stitch, and it's actually worked sideways, this part, and you use short rows to shape the crown up here. So that's why it kind of looks like the stripes are like getting narrower. And so that was really fun to work on. I've never made a hat like that, and it was just super fun to make. So yeah, you knit this flat, and you cast on first with provisional cast on. So I used the provisional crochet cast on, and then you knit it flat all the way around, and then you Kitchener stitch, graft it together at the end. And then pick up stitches for the brim, and then I made a little pom-pom with some leftover yarn scraps that I had. But yeah, so this ended up being really tight before I blocked it. Well, here's what I did. The pattern calls for you to just knit like rib, knit one, purl one, and then just bind off after that. But I decided to do some double knitting because I've done that before with some petite knit patterns for hats, and I just think it gives it like a really beautiful, like polished look. So I did 4 rounds of double knitting. I don't know, you probably won't be able to tell. But yeah, I did 4 rounds of double knitting at the end, and it just made it really tight. I don't know, I did a Italian bind off. But yeah, so it was like super tight, and I was put it on her head, but it was like really tight, and she even said like, this is really tight, mommy. I was like, I'm so sorry. So I like aggressively blocked this. When I blocked it, I like stretched it out so hard because I was like, man, I really don't want to have to rip this out and redo it. So thankfully, after I blocked it, it fits her head great. It's not too tight or anything like that. But so I'm gonna make another set of this for my younger daughter, Junia, who's almost 2. And I'm not gonna do the double knitting on the brim because I think it just, yeah, I don't know if it's how I knitted it or if, I mean, double knitting can make it feel tight. So anyways, but yeah, I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and I'm making her some matching mittens. So I finished 1 mitten so far. I mean, just look at it. It's so cute. Like, I wish I could go back in time and wear this as a kid. Anyways, yeah, so I made this mitten to match. So the green and blue yarn is Double Sunday by Sandus Garn. And I have it right here. Yep, so this is Double Sunday. I originally got a skein of each of these, like I think it was last winter, to make my girls' hats, and I thought I could get away with just using 1 skein, and then I was like, no, I can't. So then I was like, I don't want to buy more, like I can use scraps maybe to make a hat. And then I was like, stripes, that's the perfect thing. And then I remembered that I had the Carousel collection in my library. So anyways, yeah, so the pink is some leftover pure Ghent yarn that I had from a sweater that I made for my daughter. And then this yellow is just some leftover, I don't even remember what it is. made my husband a hat with this yellow yarn, and I found it and I was like, the yellow goes so good. So anyways, yeah, so I started the second mitten already, and it's also like a cool construction. You knit it flat around, and then this is my provisional cast on. It's so sunny. Yeah, provisional cast on right here, and then I will just Kitchener stitch it together at the end. And then you pick up stitches here, here, and here. Yeah, I just think it's so cute, so fun. I love the colors. This is kind of the vibe I'm going for. I'll insert some pictures of like how I want, you know, like kids wear, kids knitwear, just like super fun colors, primary colors. I don't know. I mean, I like neutral colors too. Obviously, I'm a big fan. That's like all I make for myself. But yeah, I just think these are really fun. So this has taken all my focus. I cast this hat on like 6 days ago. It went by so fast. And honestly, I haven't been knitting that much the last couple weeks. I don't know why. My mojo has just been low. So anyways, yeah, but I suddenly was like, it's cold outside. We need hats. So I cast this on and finished it so quickly. And then this mitten too. I finished the mitten in like a day and a half, yeah. Because I still have mom responsibilities, you know? I don't work outside the home. I stay home with our girls, which is amazing. But yeah, you know, I can't just sit and knit all day, as much as nice as that would be. So most of my knitting time is like in the evenings after they go down for bed, during their nap/quiet time, stuff like that. So I try to squeeze in as much as I can. But anyways, yeah, so these have been really fun. Hopefully I'll probably have a whole set made for my other daughter by the time I film another one of these. So yeah, that's the Carousel collection. Oh, and then I forgot to mention the like beige yarn that I'm using is some leftover Drops Nepal, and I don't remember the color. It's probably like 01 or something, but don't quote me on that. Anyways, yeah, so I'm definitely gonna run out. This is all I have left, but a skein of this, 50 grams, is like $3. So I'm just gonna order some of that real quick, and I think that should be enough for another set. Okay, so my next work in progress is one that I think you guys have seen if you watched my fall knitting plans video. And this is my Anthe shawl. So I will show you. I've made a little bit of progress and I love it. I have it on needle stoppers right now because the needle size that I need for this I needed for the Carousel collection hat and mittens and stuff. So anyways, yeah, so this is my progress on my Anthe shawl. It's kind of bunched up so it's hard to show, but I am obsessed with it. I love the colors. It's like the same, the orange is like or the brown is like the same color as I'm wearing. But yeah, I think it's gonna be so beautiful. Each row is already it takes me a while. Like it takes me some time to like complete each row because it's just getting bigger. And like right now, I think the next step that I have is I have to like do a bunch of increases. So it's like knit 3, make 1 left, knit 2, make 1 left, knit 3. So yeah, it's about to get huge. But yeah, this is part of the Young Folk Knits Mosaic Mayhem knit along, and it runs from September 1st to December 31st. Okay, so yeah, my Anthe shawl this is what the wrong side looks like. And yeah, it's super fun. It's mosaic, which is great. It's like, yeah, color work, but not stranded, and it's just, you only ever use 1 color per row. And then to like make the effect, you're just slipping stitches. So yeah, it's super fun. I think this is gonna be just a beautiful kind of statement piece to wear. Yeah, I love it. And I'm using Sonder Yarn Co. I don't have the other colors with me, but Sonder Yarn Co. Sunday morning fingering weights. Yeah. And it's so woolly and like soft and beautiful and wonderful to work with. It's so smooth. I just love it. And that yarn's a BFL and Masham mix, which is awesome. My next work in progress is, I don't think that I've shown it here yet, but I talked about it in my fall knitting plans video. And it's the Celeste Sweater Junior. And I'm making this for my daughter Hadassah, she's almost 4. And it's just so fun. I love it so much. This is my first colorwork sweater, like legit stranded colorwork sweater. And when I tell you this yoke flew, like I finished this so fast. It was so addicting to work on and to see how the colors played together. Yeah, I did order some yarn for this, but mostly the purple and the pink and the like this gray. The gray is kind of hard to see, but this like grayish color, those were all just leftovers that I had from previous sweaters that I made. And this is all pure Gint by Sandus Garn. And then this beige is the almond color, which I just love. I think it's like the perfect creamy beigey white. It's so good. Yeah, and then the only thing, I'm doing a couple modifications. I decided to do a contrast cast on, and then I'll also do that for the sleeves as well. So I just cast it on I did the Italian cast on in pink, and then did like a couple rounds of that. I think I did like 3-4 rounds of that, and then switched to the almond color. And it's a little lumpy, but like for my first colorwork sweater, I'm really proud of it. I think it looks really nice. And yeah, and then I also did twisted rib instead of just regular rib. I don't know why, when I started the sweater, I was like, I think that would look good. So I went for it. And I already finished the body, and I'm just on to the Italian bind off right here. So yeah, super stoked for her to have this. Yeah, I think it'll be really cute on her. Yeah, super fun. Pure Gant is also a great yarn. I made my husband a sweater in that yarn, and then my daughters each a sweater last year in that yarn, and it holds up so well. Like, they've worn them so much. They don't have any pilling. It's just a super hard wearing yarn. So yeah, super fun. And my next work in progress is the second sock for this sock. This is the, wow, I'm blanking on the name, Magic Toadstools Socks by Stone Knits. Yeah, so I finished the first one, and I have made like no progress at all on the second one. Like, I think this is where I was when I filmed my last podcast. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes stuff just doesn't work out. And the main reason for that is because I just have the cuff. The main reason for that is because, so for this sock, I used DPNs, and I used size 2.75 millimeter, pretty sure, for the colorwork, and then I switched to 2.5 millimeter or like 2, I can't remember exactly, but the DPNs were fine. I usually really like DPNs, like I don't have any problem with them, but for the colorwork, it was really tricky. And I just feel like I feel like it's lumpier than I would like. So for the next sock, I have some 2.75 circular needles that I want to use for that. And this, right now, I knit the cuff on, I think this is like US 1. It's like, or I don't know what millimeter that is. It's like smaller. So anyways, but I have another pair of socks that are on those needles. So I have to finish those socks before I can start the second sock on those circular needles. But yeah, I'm using, all of this yarn is Filcolana Arwetta, which I do really like. I've made a few pairs of socks, 3 pairs I think, in this yarn, and it does tend to pill, but it's super, I mean, it's hard wearing, it's super warm and like soft and cozy, but yeah, it does kind of pill a little bit. But anyways, I'm super excited for these. I think they're gonna be really fun. I just need to finish my other pair of socks, which I will talk about now. These are the socks that I'm working on for my husband for Christmas. And I already finished one. This is just a self-drafted 2x2 rib sock. And this is some sock yarn from Explore Knits and Fibers. And then, yeah, I made some progress on this. For some reason, honestly, I just haven't been knitting a lot the last like couple weeks, and I've just also been working on my girls' like hat and mittens, so these haven't seen a lot of attention. But, okay, what's sad about this is because these are self-drafted, and because I think that I'm gonna remember more than I do, I completely messed this sock up. This would already be done, 100%. Like I had gotten to past this point. I had gotten to like here where I was about to start decreases for the toe. And I realized that the amount of, like the number of ribs, I guess, I don't know how to explain this. The number of like ribbed lines on the top of the foot was more than this sock. So it like wasn't matching. And I don't know how that happened. Like, I don't know I don't really know what happened. But anyways, so at first I was like, you know what, it's fine. Like, it's gonna be fine. Like, he won't care. And then like the more that I thought about it, the more I was like, this just they're not gonna match. Like, they're not gonna look good. So I had to completely frog all the way back to here, which was devastating, but I did it and we're already back to here, so I feel good. Anyways, yeah, so I had to completely redo the heel and the flap and the gusset and everything, but now they match and they're beautiful, and yeah, it'll be great. So anyways, yeah, I just need to crank these out. I mean, this will take me like a couple days to finish once I like focus on it, and then I can finish the other sock to this with these needles. And then I can cast on another sock with this beautiful yarn behind me. So that's the plan, but yeah, these are taking a lot longer because of my mistake. Now I know that whenever I self-draft something, you gotta take notes. So I'll do that next time. Okay, next up, my next work in progress is the Stella quilt cushion, which I've made like no progress on, but I'll just show it really quick. But it's still a WIP, but it's kind of languishing, but you know, that happens. I did finish I finished half of a square since I last showed this. Yeah, so here's what we got. I finished half a square. I don't know why this is like, I think I just get more excited about garments, about like when I finish this, I can wear it on my body, or like someone else can wear it, you know? So I don't know if homewares is really for me, but I do think this will be really fun once it's finished and like super cute, and I'll be proud of it. But for some reason, the motivation is just not really there. Anyways, yeah, so yeah, I finished this other star motif and I'm almost done with half of it, which is really great. And these are all just like scraps from random like Filcolana or Weta, some's from Explore Knits and Fibers, stuff like that. So yeah, not much to show there. And then, all right, my last work in progress is super exciting. It's also an acquisition, so I'll just, last work in progress, but also I'm jumping into acquisitions. So a little bit of background. Me and some of my friends, I actually know them from church, but they're also like knitters and crocheters, and yeah, we took this really fun trip to Wichita, Kansas, And we visited Coast to Coast yarn company, and it was so fun. We got an Airbnb in the city and we stayed 2 nights and just like explored. We went to a bunch of coffee shops, we ate out, we went to fun restaurants, we went to a movie. It was just such a blast. And I'm a mom, I have 2 young children, and I haven't been on like a girls trip like that in years. Like I think it's been 3 or 4 years, and it was just so nice and so refreshing. And yeah, my husband was just like, yeah, of course, go, like I want you to be there, like that sounds so good for you. Like, so it was just really, really special time, and I loved it. So yeah, we went to Coast. We actually got to go to I don't remember what it's called, open stitch. Yeah, they call it open stitch. And it's just like anyone can come and like knit together. So we went to that, and that was really nice. And I got to meet both the Aarons of Coast to Coast. Yeah, the dyer, and then there's another Aaron that works for the store too. And so that was super cool. And I picked up this fun tote bag, which is great. Nice project bag. And then I decided, this was very much on a whim, I decided to make a red cardigan, like just straight up red. I don't own anything red. Okay, this is like really out of my wheelhouse. Like red is not a thing that I wear, but I've always like wanted to. So yeah, anyways, and we live in Kansas City, and so obviously we're Chiefs fans, and it's football season. And I was also really inspired by the podcast, Those Twins Who Knit, and they like both have knitted like a red sweater and a red cardigan and like some Chiefs socks, and just like, I don't know, red is just like a classic color, and it's fun because we like the Chiefs. So anyways, yeah, so I decided to get some red yarn, and I went with Knitting for Olive, merino, and soft silk mohair. And this is in the color blood orange, and it is amazing. This color brings me so much joy. Like, look at it. Look at it, it's so fun. Yeah, and I feel like the Chiefs, like they're kind of their uniforms are more like a ready, like, listen, I'm not the biggest football fan, okay? Like I really don't care that much. But my husband is kind of into it, and like we like to watch the games. So I was like, this would be really fun to like make something while we watch the games, have it to wear during games or whatever, or just whenever I want, So yeah, so this is blood orange. I got 5 skeins of each of these, so 10 total. And yeah, I was gonna get some of her hand-dyed yarn from the shop, but I recently ordered from her pre-order, and like 2 times, and that was, yeah, it was a lot. So I just decided to go for Knitting for Olive, and I couldn't find any, like she didn't have any red like dyed yarn. So this worked out great. And so I've decided to make I think it's pronounced the Moulin cardigan, yeah, by Lynette. And I've had my eye on this one for a while. I just think it's super, I don't know, simple, really easy to wear. It's a little bit cropped, so like I think it would look good with like high-waisted pants and stuff like that. Yeah, so I casted it. So I bought this yarn, and then the same day, like after we left Coast to Coast Yarn Co., we went to a coffee shop, and I immediately like did a gauge swatch, and I hit gauge perfectly, which is crazy. Like I never hit gauge like the first try. So I was so like happy and surprised. So yeah, I did the gauge swatch, and then I unraveled it, and then I immediately cast it on. So here's my progress so far. It's not a ton, but I'm excited too, because this construction is new to me. So this is like the back, like shoulders area. It's like kind of bunched up on the needles, but I just love it. It's so bright and so fun. Yeah, so right now I'm like shaping the V-neck, doing increases for the V-neck, and then these are the sleeve stitches. I don't know if you can see the detail. I'm not sure what this is called, if this is called, if this is like a set-in sleeve. I'm not sure what the construction, like what this is called, but I really like it. It's really unique, in my opinion. I've just never made anything like it. But yeah, I love it so much. I love the way the fabric is working up. Yeah, the mohair and the merino match super well. And it brings me joy. So yeah, there's a game coming up, and I just like, every game I just like work on it, and while my husband pays more attention than I do. But yeah, super fun, and it's all in my big project bag. But anyways, yeah, we had a really fun time, and I just felt so refreshed and encouraged. Yeah, it was just really sweet time to spend with my friends in Wichita. Okay, so that is all the works in progress I have. Now I'm going to continue with some more acquisitions that are super fun. So speaking of coast to coast, just a couple days ago, I got this beautiful skein in the mail. This is from her patchwork quilt collection, I think is what it's called. And basically, so she like announced the collection and then had people submit like real life quilts that they either made or like had been in their family, and just had a unique story behind each one, and then dyed a yarn color based on that quilt, which I think is so special. Yeah, just the amount of love and care that goes into making a quilt, and so many, you know, people in families like make them with so much love, and so I just thought it was really cool. So this one, when I opened this from the package, I gasped. Like, my husband was standing there, and like our girls, and I opened it and I was like, oh, and they like laughed at me. They were like, it's cool, but no, I am obsessed with this. This is the color it's called the Bee's Knees. Yeah, you probably can't see that. It's too sunny. Anyways, it's called the Bee's Knees. This is the BFL worsted weight. It's a 4-ply, 218 yards, 100 grams. And I just think the color is so beautiful. Yeah, this yarn actually, if you knit it on she posted this on her Instagram, like if you knit it on a small circumference, it micro stripes. So it almost looks like stripes. But my plan for this actually is I would love to knit a night shift shawl, which is a pattern by Andrea Mowry. And I actually ordered another skein from ZZ Textiles, a different yarn dyer, different collection. But yeah, I just want to like slowly collect really special skeins, like skeins that like feel really special to me, colors that I really love and gravitate towards, and then yeah, knit a night shift shawl out of it. So yeah, so far I have this, and then I don't have it yet, but it's coming in the mail with the ZZ Textiles collection. And so then I'll have 2, and then yeah, I just want to like kind of slowly look out for like yarns that stick out to me. So anyways, but yeah, it's a worsted weight pattern, and I think I might be mistaken, but I think it's mosaic. I'm pretty sure it's mosaic knitting, which I love. So anyways, yeah, I just think playing with color is super fun, and this one is beautiful. So I'm really like curious to see how this is gonna work up into the shawl with all the blue and orange, and there's a little bit of whites, or like gray, bluish whites right there. Yeah, I love this one. You know what? I'm gonna hang it up. I'm gonna hang it up on my yarn wall right now. Boom. It's too beautiful to pack away. Okay, so my last acquisition, no, I have two more, sorry. So I recently ordered this in the mail from Amazon, I think. And it's called Knitted Animal Friends. And I have never made a stuffed animal, ever. And I never really cared to do that. I was like, if my girls want a stuffed animal, I'll just like buy them one. Like, I'm not gonna make it. But something just came over me. And I was like, you know what? That would be so fun to make them a knitted stuffed animal. So anyways, yeah, I actually found a pattern for a rabbit on Ravelry, and it was like part of this book, so you couldn't buy it on Ravelry. So I went ahead and ordered this, and it's so precious. Like, I love it so much. So my daughter's birthday is coming up. It's next week. So yeah, I'm definitely not gonna have it done by then. But this is the one that I want to make for her. She's turning 2, and look at it. It's so cute. This little rabbit, like, are you kidding me? I am obsessed with it. So yeah, there's so many different animals in here, and it tells you every single thing you need to know, like exactly what yarn they used, all that stuff. So yeah, I ordered the exact same yarn, and it still like hasn't even shipped yet. So I thought it would ship quicker. I don't know why, but it hasn't. So I think, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna have it done by her birthday, but that's okay. Maybe Christmas. Anyways, and then I ordered the same color yarn for the body of the rabbit, and then I ordered some different colors for the like cardigan and dress, but it's so cute. I just think she's gonna love it. So anyways, yeah, this is a super cute book. I'm excited to try it out. Okay, and then this is my last acquisition, and this requires some backstory. So, my husband works with, he works for this company that he like delivers stuff to car dealerships, and anyways, and it's kind of a sales-based job. And so a few months ago, his boss and his boss's family, who we're really close to, we actually know them from college, which is really cool. And that's how he got the job, was that connection. But anyways, so they took a vacation to Alaska. And while they were there, I got this text from my husband's boss's wife. And she texted me a picture of this yarn. And I was like, what is this yarn? Like, it looks awesome. And she was like, this is yarn from the musk ox, and like sent me pictures of these like oxen in Alaska. And she was like, isn't this cool? And I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, yeah, that's super awesome. Like, she just thought of me and texted me that, and it was super sweet. And like, as I was looking at the picture, I like saw the price tag of the yarn, and it was like, it's like $115 for a 20-gram skein. And I was like, holy smokes, like, that's crazy. And so I was like, that's crazy. I've never seen yarn that expensive. Like, wow. And like, that was it. And so then like a few weeks go by, they get back from their vacation, and my husband is like trying really hard to hit a certain number of sales for the company. And his boss was like, hey man, like if you hit X amount in sales, we will buy your wife this yarn that we saw from Alaska. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. So, and I like didn't think, I just wasn't sure if that was like legit, you know, like if they were really gonna do that. So then like a month goes by. So this was really recently. A month goes by, and my husband came home one day and was like, I hit this amount in sales. And it was like a huge deal because it was a lot, and we were really excited. And I was like, oh my gosh, congrats, like that's amazing. And then the next day we saw his boss, and he bought us the yarn. So this is the yarn that I'm talking about. Anyways, I feel like I had to tell that story. This is called, I'm gonna butcher this name. It's called Qiviut, I think is how you pronounce it. This is yarn made from the musk ox, which is, I think, only found in Alaska. And yeah, it's hand-combed musk ox fiber, 100% lace weight Qiviut yarn. And it's an ounce, it's only 230 yards, and it's lace weight. I mean, it looks like, to me, it looks like fingering weight, but you know, but it is so soft. It's crazy. It's beautiful. We just got like this natural color. He asked us what color we wanted. So I'm gonna make my husband a hat with this, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's gonna be enough to make him a hat. At least in the style that he wants. He likes his hats to be like, I mean, short, but like with a brim. And I just don't think there's gonna be enough yarn to like make the brim able to fold over. So we're trying to come up with ideas of like how, like I might make him a hat with like the brim a different color and a different yarn, and then this as like the base, like of the head. So I don't know, but it was so kind of them to order this for us. Like this is like really nice yarn. It's so special. Like I'm nervous. I'm not nervous to cast it on, but I'm just like, man, this is like really special. And actually, the first time when they went to Alaska, they brought this little bag of fiber, of the musk ox fiber. And it is so just like soft and beautiful. And it's so warm. Like apparently this yarn is 10 times warmer than wool. And it's supposed to be, and I can feel it, it's like 10 times softer than cashmere. And I mean, the price tag, I believe it. But yeah, just like feeling this, like if I hold it like this, I can feel, it feels hot. Like that's how warm it is. Which I guess you'd have to be if you're an animal in Alaska. But yeah, it's just so sweet of them to like support us in that way. And yeah, it's super sweet. So that was a really, really fun acquisition. And yeah, I don't know, I might do like a two-tone hat for him, or like a striped hat maybe, just to make the yarn go a little farther. But anyways, yeah, let me know if you guys have ever heard of this yarn or worked with it or anything. I had never heard of it, so it's really, really fun. But yeah, okay, that's all my acquisitions. I think that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me and listening to me talk about knitting. I'd love to hear what you guys are working on, how many WIPs you have going. I have a ton, so I'm like, why do I do this to myself? But that's okay. I'll finish stuff eventually. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.